about Dana Hawkins, his approach to the song Sweating with his duo with Marien. So, the song is in quarter time, which just means that it's broken up into 4 quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. The kicker, however, is that Sweating is in quintuplets. So each quarter note has 5 notes per metronome click, right? So the way that I would approach this song is first I would just learn the quintuplet grid with your hi-hat. So just play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The next thing then is to move that accent around while still keeping your bass drum on 1. You see? So you do this just so you get used to feeling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's get to Dana Hawkins, or let's go back to him. So when this song starts, if we look at what he's doing, he's playing doubles, right? He's playing double strokes, and it seems like he's calibrating his feel and just himself to the quintuplet grid. So it's pretty much the same thing as going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but they're doubles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with doubles. Right? And then right as the song fucking starts, right? Then the first sticking he does is a half-ton shuffle. And even when I had a lesson with him, the first thing he did when I asked him what that song was a shuffle. The first thing he did. Right? And that was like a revelation because it was like, whoa, his grid is like a shuffle feel ran through quintuplets, right? So the whole conceptualism of the song is triplets or groups of 3 ran through 5 in a quarter time, right? So you have this 3D effect. Right? So the first thing he does is a few shuffle bars. But since a shuffle is in 4 or 6, you're going to have to move the snare accent. So with a shuffle, it's not too hard because you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So you still go 1 bar with a kick, 1 bar snare, 1 bar kick, 1 bar snare. That's what makes it quarter time, right? It's not like that Annika Niles way where it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where there's a kick and a snare every 5. Now, we're in quarter time, which opens up your playing because now you have a much wider space to work with, to place notes and to go across the bar line and all that cool weird stuff, right? So once you're done playing this feel, obviously you're going to have to start playing some stickings in 5. The song is in 5, right? So now that you're in this feel, the first thing you're going to have to learn is the paradiddle 5. Paradiddle 5. Paradiddle 5. Right? But Dana is the master of beat displacement. So with this one pattern, you're going to have to learn every variation of it, placing the 2 hits in a different place, and the accents, right? So A good way to play quarter time 5 this way is right, left, right, right, left, and then flam right, left, left. Okay? So right, left, right, left, flam, right. You see, right is first now. As before, right was the third, right? Now it's so. Right? So you have that stuff going on. But now, we're going to have to add what Dana calls static to this equation, which he used the system of adding Rademachews. So a Rademachew is this, right? So he's playing, and he'll add a Rademachew inside his beat to add those ghost notes. And that's how he's doing it. And he's doing this a lot with the fills too. Like the 80-20 drum and fill that he taught years back, where it's like, right? But it's not that. It's just a Rademachew orchestrated on those toms. But it's not that fill. It's just Rademachews in cool places, right? Like that's that humble Steve Gadd lick that goes so far, right? So now you're in this quarter time vibe, and you're vibing out, and you're using all of your 5 stickings, and now the second verse comes. So you can stay in your old feel and like just practice that feel because it's new to you. But if you want to get closer to the song or just make a better form, well, you can use a new 5 sticking. And one of the major 5 stickings that all the gospel cats use is the flam 5, right? So it's just a 5-stroke roll where the double roll starts first, and there's a flam at the start. So, right? And then there's full of ways you can put that on the kit, which really makes it cool. And because you have that space, it kind of works well for like that spacey part, you know? Because you have that open high hi-hat, and then, you know, you have a snare drum there. So the backbeat is taken care of in that displaced way that the song does. So now that you're doing that, you're gonna start seeing Dana is doing something else with some of his bigger fills. So what is Dana doing when he's doing these bigger fills that don't seem to, you know, that like seem to be like trampolining off of the time into faster stuff, right? Like that's how I kind of see that stuff, is you're trampolining from rates. So one of the main things that I saw him do in that song is just paradiddle, and the best way to play that is bende or naningo, you know. He's doing that, but here. See, like he's going to 6 from the 5 to do cool stuff, and then he's going back to the 5. Because it's still quarter time, so he can do all his hip-hop 6 tuplet stuff and then go back. But he goes further, or you can, by bleeding one rate up more. You know, bleeding rates. Where some of your fill starts in one rate, but it bleeds up or down within the same phrase. So you can do sevens. So for a 7, just do a paradiddle 7, right? I call it paradiddle 7 because it makes more sense. That's what you're playing, right? So it's just the 7 version of your 5. So you take the same concept of 1 bar with kicks, 1 bar with the snare on the 1. But it doesn't have to be on the 1, but you have to imply like this is the 1 and I'm displacing a snare. Don't make it sloppy. So the next thing that you're going to want to do, right, is go be between 5 and 6, 5 and 7. Just do 1 bar of 5, then go to 7 and go back, you know, and then start placing that in the song on musical events. And that's what you have to get good at when you're improvising this kind of jazz fusion stuff, is that you have to pick your moments to really hit hits and then kind of decorate around musical events, whether that be a chord change or just a cool lick or just some change, a volume change, just whatever happens in the song. Like, you're gonna have to start and end at these moments, you know, and the way that you fill up the space of these punches is ultimately up to you. So now you've kind of done that and you're good with that, right? With going from 5 to 7. Right? Like, you're good at that. And now you're gonna get to the bass solo. So the bass solo punches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on your floor tom, and I think you should punch with your foot too, because it's gonna prepare you for your foot going during the bass solo, as it does. So what's going on during the bass solo? Now, the way that I play it is a bit different. I try to play it with more of Steve Smith style stickings, but I stick to the same concept of threes, groups of threes within quintuplets. So the way that I do it is I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, but I add flams, and I displace those flams within 5 type of cerebral mentality. So the song has foot click and it's on here, right? Song has foot click and it's on here. So that's the kind of stuff that I am doing in 5. And the other thing that he does is a lot of Swiss basal drumming, which is all based on groups and on quintuplets, right? And groups of 5 and 7. Well, like Haitian cats, right? They have a deep relationship with French and French drumming, which has a deep relationship with Swiss drumming. So they share a lot of the same stickings and patterns, especially regarding quintuplets, right? So one of the things that you see Dana add in is accent doubles, is this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Right, so it's doing all of that kind of stuff. So it's doing that. And then the end it's just punches. So, like, it goes. And then again. You know, and the end is just hitting punches. So that, sit at your desk, listen to like the song, and tap it out, right, where those hits are. And within 2 or 3 times of listening to that part, you're gonna know it. Then go to your kit, see if you're right, and if you do that a few times, you can probably learn any fusion punch from Looking Glass, which has extremely long punches, you know, that are always changing. But if you sit at your desk and you tap it out, divorced from your kit, you're gonna learn it a lot faster than if you sit there. But you still might have to loop that section on the drums, especially Looking Glass. You know, but once it's done, you're gonna know it for a long time, because you're gonna have spent so much time on it. While simple songs, you might spend less time on it. You might know it less than you think. When you go back to it after not playing it, let's see how good you like playing it. Right? So now you have the whole song, right? Doubles. Pretty much the whole song, and that's how you play sweatn.